Welcome to Built to Last. I'm your host, Eric Schwarze, and this show is all about what it really takes to build quality homes, strong communities, and lasting relationships. Today, we're talking about the final 14 days before you move into your new home. It's an exciting time, but it's also one of the busiest behind the scenes. They say that building a new home can take 2 months off of a builder's life. If that happens, most of it probably gets lost in these last 14 days. To help us walk through what's happening in these final 2 weeks, we've got Bubba Gregg, a builder with us from Maykus Homes. Welcome to the show today, Bubba.
Thanks, Eric. Great to be back.
Well, we're always glad to have you. Well, Bubba, let's set the stage for our audience. You know as well as I do that we have customers sometimes that may live across the street from their build job, and we've have customers that live out of state from their build jobs. So let's imagine for a minute that I'm one of those customers that's been out of state for a while, and I'm going to be ready to move into my home in 14 days, and I'm showing up today, and you're going to meet me there. What am I going to see when I walk up to my home today?
Well, the first thing you're probably going to see when you roll up there is, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 trucks outside with all the workers, running back and forth. Looks like complete chaos going on at the house. There's landscape going in. Hopefully, we've got appliances in by then. We're working on getting the final touches on the floors done, working on getting final touches done on countertops, anything to do with plumbing fixtures, showers, putting final coats on the floors, and, just making sure all paint touch-ups are good, ready to go, and hopefully, we've got a good amount of projects finished at the house already, and it's just the final small touches left on the house.
So I'm probably walking up there and going, oh my goodness, I am never going to move into this house in 14 days.
Yes, yeah. It'll be a mess. There'll be plastic over, half the house covering stuff because we've got painters in one section and countertop guys in the other. There's a bunch of small little, hardware pieces that go into the house, and sometimes 1 or 2 pieces may get lost or not put on, so we have to rush around and find some of those, or, get them to come in and put those last little bits of hardware on. And
it really sounds like you're very involved during these last 14 days. And this is probably, I guess, when you're doing what they call a builder walkthrough. Can you tell us a little bit what you're doing in this builder walkthrough?
So through a builder walkthrough, I like to go in just myself, and I'll do this either late in the evenings or first things in the morning. I'll go in and I will take a stick with me. I'll take with a roll of blue tape, and I'll have a headlamp. And I'll go from room to room, starting at the front door, and I will look from the wood floors, baseboards, door stops, all the way to the ceilings, all the way to all the air registers, all the way to the returns, the lighting fixtures that are in the room, and I'm looking for any imperfections that we need to basically fix before that homeowner gets there. And I'll go from, one room to the next. I'll go through closets, I'll go through bathrooms and the attics. I'll cover every square inch of the house, and I'll mark things, because I carry the stick, and you gotta, whenever we have 9-10 foot ceilings, you gotta have something to get a piece of tape up there so the subs know what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought the stick was maybe to hit people to make them do better.
If they get in the way, they might. They might get hit.
Well, you mentioned earlier about the appliances. So the appliances are just now coming into the home in this last 14 days?
At the beginning of the 14 days, yes. Yeah, we like to wait to the end of the project to install these appliances. 1, for security reasons. 2, just so that some of the other subs and other workers in there, everybody's got tool belts on, and there's always the chance of someone walking by something and scratching something, or banging a hammer up against something by accident. And, we like to minimize those mishaps if possible. And that's why we wait till the end to put in these appliances.
Makes excellent sense. So basically, what we've had going on here, you've had the individual contractors throughout the process doing their own quality control of their crews. Now you're doing a builder walkthrough, doing the quality control of those lead men who did
Correct.
the quality control of their crews.
Yes.
And now we've got one more walkthrough, and that's the walkthrough with our new homeowner. Talk to
That's-
us about that a little bit.
So that walkthrough with the homeowner, and given you can have 100 people walk the house 100 times, every time you're going to find something different. So I've learned that, if I miss something, it's not a big deal. I try not to miss anything, but we like to bring the homeowners in because ultimately they're going to be the ones that are going to be living in this house. And I could miss something. And if they see something that they don't think they can live with, I encourage them to point it out to me so that we can mark it and we can address their concern and get that fixed for them before they get moved in. Depending on the scope of work that it's going to take to get said issue addressed, it could be as small as, hey, this piece of trim doesn't line up, or hey, there's a nick in the tile or the grout or something. I mean, those are fairly simple fixes. We can get that, knocked out in less than 24 or 48 hours. But say there's a countertop or something that has a huge scratch in it that nobody for whatever reason caught. That's a little bit taller order, and it'll take some time to get that in. So we'll sit down and schedule out when that'll come in, and then we will inform the homeowner of when that particular item will be addressed and schedule that with the homeowner for after when they move in, because sometimes we can't get that done in those 14 days.
During that homeowner walkthrough, I think we're also kind of helping them to get to know their new home, aren't we? What are some of the
Yes.
things you talk to them about in their new home?
So whenever we bring the homeowners in, we will inform them of all the breaker panels and the garages, the low voltage home runs where they put in all their AV equipment or internet stuff, and we've got water shutoffs in the house. We've got a main line cutoff for the water supply for the house. Then we also have houses with the fire suppression systems, and we'll show them where they can access the fire suppression system, not only if they ever want to check on the fire suppression system as far as pressures and make sure it's turned on, but also we'll show them where the drain valve is so that they can also drain their system periodically for regular homeowner maintenance. But we'll go through, we'll show them their HVAC systems. We'll show them how to change filters in their HVAC system. We'll tell them where their overflows are on the outside of their windows. If they ever see water coming out and dripping out of certain overflow pipes that are above, various windows, they need to at least contact somebody. Hopefully they'll contact us, or depending on how far down the road it is after they move in, they'll contact their HVAC people. So but yeah, we'll just basically try and run them through on how to properly maintain their house and what to look for, and key things that are just basic homeowner maintenance that they need to keep an eye out for.
So, Bubba, we've done the quality control. We've had the homeowners in and introduced them to their house, but we're about 2 or 3 days before it's going to close. What's going to happen that last 2 or 3 days?
So in those final 2 or 3 days, we're going to make sure that we have all the documentation that the city requires, make sure they have that. We've submitted that and they have that in their systems. Make sure that all the documentation has been provided for all the warranty services that are provided for our homeowners. And then, after that, we're going to go in and make sure that all of our paint touch-ups are done. Our paint crews are wrapping up, and then we'll bring in a cleaning crew, and they will clean that house from top to bottom, making sure that any cobwebs in any corners, any dust that's left on the walls or window seals, especially window seals in stairwells or window seals up high and high ceiling family rooms and common areas and stuff like that. We'll try to get everything as clean as possible for these homeowners to move in And sometimes it is a challenge because we'll have cleaners in there, and and it's happened before where we'll have a cleaner in there, and less than 12 hours later, we'll come in and the same light that we just cleaned the night before, it's got, 4 or 5 different cobwebs on it. It's just, new construction is very difficult to keep clean up until the point somebody moves into that house and it's occupied. So
Yeah, we even have them change their air conditioning filters a couple of times right after they move in, because even though we've cleaned that house spotless, there's still those minute dust particles.
absolutely, yes. We typically leave 2 or 3 extra air filters for the homeowners. We advise them to change the however many HVAC systems they have, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Make sure to change all of those filters at least that first month after they move in, and from then on out, they probably should last anywhere from 4 to 6 months or so.
Well, we talk a lot about in our industry how things can throw us curveballs, mess with our schedules and whatnot. But every now and then the clouds open up, the sun shines down, and everything goes really smoothly. And 14 days before that customer was supposed to close, he can look at that house and think, oh, wow, it's pretty much ready for me to move in. And the very first thing is, can we close early? Why would you still like to keep that last few days to yourself?
Well, there's I don't know what it is. There's an evil juju that'll come about that if you wait around and you think everything's done and you relax for a second, something will come up and it'll cause a ripple effect, and it'll mess with all the scheduling. And it could be something as small as a hole in the sheetrock, and that hole, it'll take maybe 2 or 3 subs to come in there and do that. Well, if those 2 or 3 subs can't get there in time, then you have to adjust and figure out how you're going to solve that issue.
And it is so much more difficult to come into a home after someone's already taken possession.
Sure,
to correct something, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't like to invade the new homeowners. We like to turn over a house that's 100% complete. That is our goal every time, and hopefully we can accomplish that within those 14 days, and it really helps out whenever we don't have to reintroduce ourselves into the homeowner's life after they've moved in, because it's so much easier to do things when nobody's in there and you have a free schedule to get in there, instead of having to schedule around not only the homeowners but also around the subs and their availability too.
All right. Well, Bubba, we certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day today to come join with us. I know you've got projects on the ground you need to go build. As for the rest of you, we certainly appreciate you joining us today. As always, we welcome your comments. We welcome you to come see us and visit us at Maykus Homes and Neighborhoods. Please feel free to reach out and call us at 817-308-1155. We're proud of what we do, and we'd love to take you and show you some of our homes, regardless of where they are in the stage of construction. Meanwhile, y'all take care, be safe, and come back and see us next time.